Hey Bit Squad, today we're going to be talking about some very interesting developments with Digibyte. So if you didn't know, Digibyte is ran exclusively by volunteers, and there are a lot of people out there that are really making a difference and are making useful products. So we're going to be talking about two of those today. We're going to be talking about Digi-ID, which is an app on the iOS or Android store. And then also we're gonna be looking at Digi-Assets, which is a way to basically tokenize any asset or portion of an asset. We're gonna be interviewing Matthew and Amon, both volunteers from Digibyte. And it's a very interesting interview. I think you guys should definitely check it out. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I really like what these guys are doing. So make sure you stay tuned for the interview. Hey guys, today we are joined by Matthew and Amon. They're both volunteers working with Digibyte. If you guys don't know, Digibyte is pretty much ran by all volunteers, I believe, or at least mostly volunteers. They both do some pretty cool things with Digibyte. Want to give them an opportunity to talk about it. So how are you guys doing? We'll start with you, Matthew.
I'm doing really good. So we've been busy, all kinds of work being done. Being a volunteer, it's not like I have a 9-to-5 doing just programming on this, but anytime I can, I work on it because it's fun.
Yeah, awesome. What about you, Amon?
Yeah, it's just great that you invited us on here. It's great to be able to talk about Digibyte, the Digibyte Unlimited Network, and the Digibyte Awareness Team, and just what we have to offer. So thank you.
Right, we've had Laura from the Digibyte Awareness Team. She's been on my podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, along with on the channel at least once, maybe twice, can't remember exactly, but we love Laura. We think she's really awesome, and we definitely think what you guys are doing with Digibyte is really cool. It's different than a lot of projects because it is volunteer driven. So to work for Digibyte, you have to love Digibyte. Like there's really no way around that, right? When you say,
yeah, you'd have to love Digibyte to definitely volunteer your time, but we're just like Bitcoin, where you're putting in the time because you love it, and that's why we have no headquarters, no head office that you could shut down. We're just here, we're always going to be here.
Yeah, that's definitely good. That's one thing people love about Bitcoin. There's no CEO, there's no entity. People talk about Bitcoin like it's a person almost sometimes.
Right.
Well, Bitcoin's doing this and it's doing that. I'm like, it's not really doing anything. Now there are developers that do work on Bitcoin, and things like that. But so I want to ask you guys about a couple things you guys have been working on. One that I've actually had the app. I've downloaded it. It looks really good. Maybe I'll pop it up on the screen so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. That is Digi-ID. And so, Matthew, I know you had a big hand in making it, or maybe you're even the sole creator of it. I don't know if you are sole creator
of that particular app. Yes.
Right. So tell us a little bit about it, about what it does, why you wanted to do it, and kind of how it can help solve some problems.
Well, Digi-ID is a new standard for logins. It is very new, though. There's a half dozen or a dozen websites so far that are using it. So I built in the Digi-ID feature because it's really quick, convenient, and unhackable method of logging into things. But I realized there's also still a need for passwords because 99.99% of websites don't have the Digi-ID built in yet. And most people are horrible with putting in the same password all the time. And a lot of websites, especially smaller ones, don't use proper security around passwords. So hackers eventually can hack these small websites and then get the same password, use the same password on the bigger sites that are more important.
Yeah.
So I wrote a protocol that would generate passwords for everyone using their wallet. They're completely random from any human's perspective, but they are strong. It's easy to use and it's free. Trying to get lots of people to use it.
And what's scary? What's really scary about that? Not what you created, but about the problem that exists is we just had this huge Binance hack. That was back in May, 7,000 Bitcoin stolen, and it came out recently. I reported on my channel and on my news video, or my news website, bitcoincrypto.com, that Binance basically withheld information about how much stuff was actually taken. They intentionally kept stuff secret because a lot of customer information was stolen, and that wasn't really made public until basically they were, somebody was trying to extort them. And, we hear about hacks all the time. We hear about, Capital One accounts got hacked recently. We hear about it almost every single day. There were thousands of hacks over the last year of, at least, mid-major level kind of websites that have customer information. And, we don't know the full extent. There might be a lot of other hacks that occurred that we don't even know about. They might be telling us that this was taken and just crossing their fingers that this other thing wasn't taken, this other information. So
no, you bring up some very good points. And you know what? Binance or Facebook, they could definitely benefit from using Digi-ID. But if we can't even convince the average user to switch over to Digi-ID, it's going to be tough for those exchanges. I'm not sure how many more hacks are going to happen for people to take advantage of what Digi-ID can really do for everyone.
Yeah, it's scary out there. So I downloaded it. I'll say the user interface is awesome. It definitely is. It looks very sleek. It's very good. You did a good job with it. And you guys can download it. I downloaded it on the iOS store. Is it on Android as well or no?
It is on Android, yes.
Okay. Sorry for you people that use Androids, but it is on here. I hate
I'm
it.
an Android user, and I put out for them first.
Oh Lord.
We can't start the tribalism so soon. We can't do it.
I of course Android is the original tribalism. There's no question about that.
Yes.
The problem with iOS is they have to approve everything, so it always takes a lot longer to put anything out for iOS.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, the only thing I made was a sandcastle when I was a kid, so I don't have to worry. And it was terrible too. Don't worry. So, Amon, I want to give you a little bit of opportunity to talk about Digi-Assets. Tell us a little bit about what that is. We've been talking about Digi-ID. It's an app. You can download it in the App Store, Android or iOS. Now, also, before we get into the Digi-Assets, I did want to mention there is another app that has a very similar name. But Digibyte colors you can see them in the background. They're blue and dark blue and white. So make sure that you download the right one. You just match the colors. It's very easy. So, Amon, tell us about Digi-Assets, exactly what it is.
Yeah, well, let me start off by telling you that I make videos for Digibyte. And you can see the Digi-Assets video that I've made. And it's a very quick promo of about 30 seconds that it tells about the different use cases of Digi-Assets. If you want to avoid ticket scalping, you can go out and create a Digi-Asset for your ticket. If you want to get together with some friends that you have and buy a house, and you want to buy a fifth of it or a half of the house or a tenth of the house, or maybe even a painting. And I think they've already done that, not with Digi-Assets, but just tokenizing different items. That's something that you can do with Digi-Assets. And it's the future. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I've reported on 2 stories recently on my channel and on my website about different kinds of traceability programs. VeChain has a wine traceability platform that comes with an NFC chip that basically embeds in the label of a wine so people know exactly where it comes from, because those wines are like high dollar. In China, it's like $3.9 billion yearly import. Also, IOST, a project I run a node for, they recently worked with an antique store in China to put antiques and art on the blockchain through kind of a similar thing. But, what you guys are saying and what you guys are doing is a little bit different, because you're basically kind of putting in the hands of the user and saying, okay, whatever asset it is that you want, you can create a unique ID for that so it's traceable. So, you can follow it all along the blockchain, from sale to, if you resale it, whatever it might be, or, like in the case you used of trying to track like a fifth of a house, something like that. Is that a pretty good explanation, pretty good comparison?
It's very good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I've done a good comparison.
Well, you know what? What makes Digi-Assets so special is because it's putting the power in the hands of the people. And that's what cryptocurrency is all about. Having some higher authority tell you what you can authorize and what you can't. That's not why we came into this space. Right. So that's what makes Digibyte and Digi-Assets so special.
Do you feel like, though, that's we'll get down the rabbit hole a little bit here. Do you feel like even though I agree with what you're saying. Like, that was why crypto was created, right? But do you feel like that's almost becoming kind of a losing battle because of all the money that's pouring into cryptocurrency, into companies, and also with governments? Like, I reported on a story recently about Zcash getting delisted from Coinbase. It looks like that's something to do with the tax authority in Britain and it being a privacy coin. Like, is this something that you think we can really keep up? The Digibyte can keep up in terms of trying to keep something as decentralized and out of the hands of a few as possible?
I believe in crypto. I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Digibyte. And if I didn't, I believe that fiat would maintain control. So we can sit here and worry about the idea of us being centralized and losing our decentralization. But I don't worry about that at all, just because of, once again, at the beginning of our conversation, we talked about it being there being no headquarters, and we're policing each other. And that's why I believe in this future.
Yeah. And I also just realized, I think my entire life I've been pronouncing this wrong. Is it officially Digibyte instead of Digibyte?
You know what? I think it's data and data, or envelope or envelope. I
just want to make sure.
Matt, do you have something for me?
I call it Digibyte, but I don't think it really matters.
Okay.
Well, it's decentralized, right? So I can say it however I want.
There you go.
I'm gonna call it Bitcoin.
No. Come on now.
No, go ahead. We are the real Bitcoin.
No. I love Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, maximalist. Don't at me, okay?
I know how that is.
You know how that is.
Especially those.
But it is faster than Bitcoin. It's more secure than Bitcoin. It has more use cases than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is king, and it's going to be king for a long time. And there's nobody taking that away from it. But we keep making improvements onto the blockchain over and over and over again. And we've been around since 2014, and no other blockchain has made these kind of improvements that Digibyte has done.
Well, Bitcoin definitely, its strength and its weakness is, how slow it gets developed, because on one hand, it's its weakness because it can't adjust very quickly, but it's a strength because it takes so much time for them to come to consensus on making a change to Bitcoin that's what kind of prevents it from going just with whatever the current wave of, cryptocurrency is. So,
well, no one's really trying to go with the current wave. I think an advantage that Digibyte has is that it's smaller right now, so consensus is easier to reach.
That's true.
Make these improvements. So just like Bitcoin had that benefit of being around and under the radar for so long before governments had a chance to take a look at it, Digibyte has that advantage of making these all of these system upgrades before so many people are on this blockchain.
Yeah. So that's good. So we got to finish up here, but I want to ask Matthew, is there something else that you're working on right now, or is your focus still on this Digi-ID? Like, kind of what do you see as the next thing that you kind of want to, take a part in when it comes to Digibyte?
Well, I have lots of projects on the go, but the big ones I'm working on right now is the Digi-ID, my mining operation, which is a Digi-Asset based system. And also I have a crypto inheritance system I've been working on.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Wow, that's definitely a problem. Like divorces, inheritances, wills. When it comes to cryptocurrency, there's not a lot out there yet for that. So
yeah, I've been trying to work on it, but it's basically the idea is 1 year after death, your will, that information in your will be able to recover your funds. But the information in the will not be able to recover the funds while you're still alive. So nobody can go steal your will and actually steal your funds while you're still alive.
Not even your wife?
Not even your wife.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. So no, wife and kids can't take your funds till you're dead.
Okay. Well, they might take care of that too. Okay. Amon, thank you. Thank you for joining. Is there anything else that you wanted? Yeah, I know. I'm just I think people think sometimes that, like, on my channel, like, I try to be funny and I try to do this stuff. It's literally nonstop. My kids have got to where they don't even call them dad jokes anymore. They call them uncle jokes because they're
nice. Nice.
So, Amon, what are you kind of working on? What do you see yourself and your role, kind of next steps for Digibyte for you guys? I said Digibyte that time.
There you go. We have a lot of good things that we're working on right now. We have the Digiversity IO, and that is a beginner's website because if my mom or my friends want to get into cryptocurrency, it's really daunting in trying to understand what's going on in the space. So this website that opens up in the next month or so will be able to make that transition for newbies real easy, and that's going to be launch in the next month or so. And then also, I'm working with Josiah, somebody else, in Digibyte, on a project that is going to be working with Digi-Assets. And I don't really want to tell too much about it, but we have something special that's going to be marketed to bigger companies.
Great. Yeah, I think that sounds good. I definitely think the Digi-Assets is definitely something very cool that a lot of people will be interested in. So that's going to be it for our interview today. But real quick, if you guys could both tell people where they can find you, if you want them to find you, or where they can find your app. Matthew, let you go.
Well, you can find me on GitHub and Twitter and Telegram using MC Trivia. And I also have the website digibyte.rocks.
And that's MC Trivia, not Mick Trivia?
MC Trivia, yeah.
Okay, it's not Mick Trivia. It's not like on a McDonald's cup, you peel off a, okay.
No, it's my initials.
Okay, all right, Amon, what about you?
You can find me at on YouTube at our channel, and that's the Digibyte Unlimited Network. You can also find us on Twitter, Digibyte UN, and you can also find me personally at Amon Unlimited on Twitter. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, any ideas, please feel free to reach out. And thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, glad to have you guys on. I felt like this was a great interview. You guys definitely go check out the Digi-ID app on the iOS or Android store. And we'll talk to you guys later. Good boy out.
Thanks.
Thanks.